What's up, guys? It is Will Sports, and today I'm going to be covering the Bills. They took down the Dolphins today, 48-20, dominant fashion. The Dolphins came into this game with a lot of hype, coming off a 70-point performance against the Broncos last week, a team that mostly everyone thought was at least top 3 in the league right now, amongst the best teams. So they were coming in hot, a lot of hype. A lot of people thinking that, they were going to beat the Bills, and they have overtaken the Bills in the AFC East. Well, the Bills took that personal, and the Bills came out and just took this game over. Now, early in the game, it was back and forth. Both teams were moving the ball exponentially. No one could stop anybody. But the Bills were the first team to tighten up on defense, and once they tightened up, Tua started feeling pressure. Dolphins started kind of getting, a little bit flustered. The Bills did a good job of being physical with their receivers and did a great job of dominating the line of scrimmage and getting to Tua, pressuring him, making him have to make quicker decisions. And the crowd got into it. Josh Allen was amazing. Josh Allen was 21-25 for 380 yards, 4 touchdowns, didn't turn the ball over, was making so many plays. Stephon Diggs was all over the place. Gabe Davis, James Cook wasn't that great today, but James Cook's been really good for them. But the Bills just took over the game. It was a 21-14 game in the second quarter, and the Bills just pulled away after that. I just think this shows that the Bills are still the class of the AFC East, and we kind of might have gotten a little too premature on the Dolphins. Now, don't get me wrong, the Dolphins are still a really good team, still one of the best teams in the NFL, still a team I think can be a threat in the AFC. But they have to prove themselves against the best of the AFC, the Chiefs, the Bills. I was going to say the Bengals, maybe not them right now, but those type of teams, they have to prove themselves. The Chargers was a quality win. Broncos and who did they play week 2? The Patriots. Not great teams, but took care of business in both those games. Completely obliterated the Broncos. And against the Patriots, that's a good defense at least. Moved the ball methodically, won in a different type of way, controlled that game, never felt like they were going to actually lose. And the Chargers was just an offensive explosion. Tua was great. And today, they didn't have a bad offensive game. They weren't as good as they've been the last 3 weeks, but it was still a solid offensive game. They still nearly put up 400 total yards of offense. Tua threw for 280. But it just was not the same feel because, like I said, the Bills were really physical with their receivers. And I think that was something coming into the game I thought the Bills needed to do because they were able to get home with their front four a lot. And like I said, they pressured Tua. They got to him, and that flustered him. And it really sped up everything he wanted to do. And they kind of did a good job on on Tyreek, Jalen Waddle. Those are guys that have very fast, very shifty, and so you got to get up in them. You got to be physical with them, get them off their spots. And the Bills did a really good job of that, and making it tough on the Dolphins offense, making it as tough as you can because they're so fast. They have so many playmakers. They have such good play calling. Tua's really good at reading the field and getting the ball out quick. So they did a really good job. This is a Bills team that has been firing on all cylinders since week 1. They lost to the Jets in week 1, and that was an embarrassing loss. Team that was kind of hurt by the loss of Aaron Rodgers. But they, have regained their confidence since then. They've won 3 straight. 2 of those were against subpar competition, in my opinion, the Commanders and the Raiders, but they took control of those games. They dominated like they needed to. Josh Allen has been exceptional. Over his last 3 games, he's throwing 76% completion percentage, 8 touchdowns, 1 interception, and an 125.8 passer rating. Josh Allen has been spectacular these last 3 games, and Josh Allen is capable of playing at a best quarterback in the league level. He's as good as anybody when he's on, firing on all cylinders. And these last weeks, he's been doing that. He's not turning the ball over. He's making better decisions these last 3 weeks. I feel like that week 1 game really was like a telltale for him. Like, I need to stop being so reckless. And he's running the ball too, but he's not taking as many hits as he was in week 1, where he was just diving into the ground and diving into defenders. And like, he was way too reckless in week 1. And that was always a knock on Josh Allen. But no one's denied his talent, but we've questioned if he's Mentally, is he gonna make the right decisions? Is he just gonna be careless with the football? He hasn't been these last 3 weeks. He's taking care of the football, getting the ball out to his receivers, making good decisions, and just running that offense so smoothly. And I think Sean McDermott called a great game for the Bills defense, like I said, because you're never going to stop this Dolphins offense, fully. They're going to always get their yards. They're always going to have their numbers, but you can limit them, and they did that. And I think when this defense started to ramp up and really get some pressure on Tua, that's when the game really they gained separation, and Josh Allen just continued to do what he was doing, and they fed off of that. This is a Bills team that's been one of the best offenses through 3 weeks, and they've been balanced. They've had a great, running attack. James Cook has been exceptional so far this season, and this is a Bills team that put the NFL, the AFC and the NFL on notice that, hey, we are still that team. Stop, hyping up the Dolphins like, hey, they're good, but we are the cream of the crop, and we have been dominating this division for the past few years, and it's gonna stay that way. That's what they did today, and I was very impressed with them. And this is a Dolphins defense that you look at them, it's concerning. Their secondary is really bad, and this is a team that hasn't been able to really stop anything at all, but the secondary is really bad. You can get a lot of plays through the air. Even the Broncos were able to move the ball against this team. They just were so good offensively that it really didn't matter to Mac Jones threw on this team. Justin Herbert threw on this team. Everyone's been able to throw on this team. And this is a team that gets Jalen Ramsey back. But I don't think adding Jalen Ramsey is going to significantly make it everything better. He's going to help. But this is still a team that has a lot of holes on the defensive end. And you just have to hope that they can just outscore teams and be really really efficient offensively to win games against the elite competition. They're gonna beat the bad teams on their schedule. Next week they play the Giants. They'll win that game. That week after they play the Panthers, they'll win that game. They're gonna win those type of games. But when they face Kansas City, which they do later in the season, when they face Buffalo again later in the season, when they face Philly later in the year, are they able to match up with those type of teams? Are they able to be good enough offensively to outscore those opponents? Is Tua able to go head-to-head with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and out-duel them? That is the question that still remains to be seen, because Tua's been really good. He's improved a lot. And Mike McDaniel has improved this offense. So much motion, so many guys moving all over the place, so fast. And like I said, Tua's done a great job of getting guys the ball and just letting them do what they need to do and being accurate, finding the open guys. But they have not beaten the opponents that are the top of the top. Last year, when they faced tougher competition, they started to struggle. The Niners, the Packers, the Chargers last year, they lost all those type of games against top competition. Now you lose to the Bills in dominant fashion. That's not a good sign. Am I gonna panic on the Dolphins? No, they're not. They're 3-1, and they were gonna lose the game at some point. And I didn't think they were gonna win this game. It's not that they lost the game, though. It's that you lost by 28. You want to be more competitive, and the defense was really the problem. Tua had an okay game by his standards, in my opinion, for this season. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't great. He wasn't electric. Their offense wasn't as electric as it's been. But I still think the Dolphins are a good team. But they have to prove to us that they can beat the elite level teams for us to call them elite, and they haven't done that. So it just, what today tells me is that the Bills are still the best team in that AFC East until proven otherwise. I don't even care if the Dolphins win a division. If they win a division by a game because the Bills slip up in a few games, the Bills have still proven to me that they're the best team in the division, and I need to see the Dolphins take them down, or at least take some of the top teams down in the AFC for me to feel like they're on that level. Because right now, after this week, you could argue the Ravens, them and the Ravens are probably neck and neck, but a lot of people will put the Ravens ahead of them. You're definitely going to put the Bills ahead of them, and you're going to put the Chiefs ahead of them. So that's 3 teams that you're behind, maybe 2. So I don't know. We'll see with the Dolphins, but I was very impressed with the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen and that Bills offense is firing on all cylinders. They're a top 6 offense, a top 6 defense right now statistically. So they're a team that right now, if Josh Allen is just taking care of the football, they are as good as anybody. They have talent on both ends, great coaching, and this is a Bills team that we've seen make a deep playoff run. We know they're capable. It's just about taking care of the football and not being reckless and not getting in their own way. But yeah, that's all we have to say about it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think the Dolphins are still the best team in the AFC East and they just had a bad game, or do you think the Bills are the clear-cut best and the Dolphins still have something to prove? Let me know down below. And yeah, that's all I have to say. It's been Will Sports. Peace.